Hello and welcome to Education at SSBJ online video tutorials. In the previous video, we have picked up some questions on chapter Coal and Petroleum of class 8th and learned that how to present answers in exam for the questions related to coal and petroleum. We will continue with few more questions. So next question on this chapter is write short notes on petroleum, right? Whenever you get this type of question, write short notes. And what does it mean? As far as this question is concerned, short notes means you have to mention the properties of few properties, which is part of your syllabus. Properties means how does it look like, what is its smell, all that thing. And then how it is formed, right? What are its uses? So you have to touch upon all those points in short and in points for all these subtitles, right? So we'll go ahead. As far as properties are concerned, a petroleum is very clear, green or black colored liquid. Particularly a crude oil is in general a black color. So the first point is it's a clear, sometimes it's a green or black color liquid. It's like a oil, right? It can be, thick like a tar. It has got a very hostile smell, very bad smell. So you are touching on every point here, and remember, right, you have to underline when you write it in the examination all those keywords as I have already told in previous video. Okay, these are the keywords. What does it contains? Petroleum contains. Petroleum contains, many components. Mainly it contains, a petroleum gas, lubricating oil, diesel, petrol. Again, you look at this. Petrol is different than petroleum. And then wax, right? And many other constituents. So when you bring the crude oil, so-called petroleum, from the ground, right, that petroleum is referred as black gold. Why? Because this has a wide range of uses. You cannot imagine a world without petroleum products. We use most of the products in our day-to-day life which are derived by petroleum. So how is the formation of petroleum then? You have already studied about the formation of one more fossil fuel, that is coal. Now how does it different from formation of petroleum? This is one point you should remember in your mind. These are formed due to the decomposition of dead organic matter such as trees and plants. Whereas the petroleum is formed because of decomposition, means decaying of dead sea creatures, that is fish and other living beings, right? So during the process of formation, organisms in the water body, that is sea, they die, they deposit down, and then over that, layers of sand is accumulated. So the first point is the fossil fuel is formulated from the dead sea plant. Where to underline here? This is the one which is a keyword, right? And all that is covered by the layers of sand. Okay, as they die, their bodies settle down in the bottom surface of the sea. Okay, and then because of high temperature and pressure, so much of temperature of pressure due to the layers of soil, right? Due to the layers of soil and high pressure, temperature results this matter into a petrol, right? So one by one points you should specify in your answer. Now as you know that when the petroleum is formed, a petroleum is just above the water surface here because it is lighter than water. It doesn't mix up with water. Over that there is a natural gas which is stored. So all these are stored in different layers below the ground, under the rock, right? So all that points you have to mention here one by one. You can pause this video at this point and read slowly, take down all the points and modify your answers. So you need not write answer as it is given here in this video. Modify your answers, read it, understand it and take down in your own terms. Right? So we have covered here properties as well as formation. Now what is left now? Uses of petroleum. Right? As I have told you, petroleum contains many components or products of petroleum. You can call this as products. And these products can be taken out by fractional distillation process. This process is not there for your syllabus in detail, but remember the process of separating the components of petroleum by heating the crude oil is called fractional distillation, and that is conducted in the tower called fractionating tower. As you see this fractionating tower, just look at these numbers here. These are the temperatures which are written in front of all these components. These are the components of petroleum, right? They boil at different temperatures. For example, here this fuel oil which is used in the ship will boil at 350 degrees centigrade, whereas petroleum gas, we call it as LPG, liquid petroleum gas, will boil and evaporate at 20 degrees centigrade. So what is done here is that they supply heat to a maximum and these components at different temperatures will come out, right? Now every component has a different use. We all know that, a refinery gas is stored in cylinder and used for cooking. Petrol, you all know, is for transport in cars and other vehicles. Naphtha, naphthalene balls, they are the chemicals. Kerosene and high grade kerosenes are used as a fuel in aeroplane and jets. Diesel in heavy motors like trucks. Lubricating oil to reduce friction like grease and other type of oils. And fuel oil in ships. And finally what left here is a thick residue, a thick one which is called a tar, used to make bitumen asphalt on roads. So all these uses you can write in your own words, but in general, okay, you can pause this video and look at this content, right? It is used, a petrol is used in internal combustion engine. And what are internal combustion engine? All those engines which are used in cars, right? And other motor vehicles, they are called internal combustion engine. To run this internal combustion engine, petroleum is used. That is petrol, right? And sometimes gas also. Now on roads, road making, roof making, water repellent, detergent, fibers, polythene bags, wax, and so many other uses which I have already told you, right? This is what about notes on petroleum. Sure that you will take down during watching this video in detail. Now next question is, Write short notes on natural gas. Now wait a minute, what is natural gas? In this video itself I had shown you a picture where how the petroleum is formed under the ground and the gas which is stored here just above. All these are fossil fuels. They are fuels, but they are called as fossil fuels. Now, this gas which is present here is a natural gas. And what does it contains? It contains mainly methane. Its formula is CH4, right? But don't get confused with this natural gas that it is a gas which is coming out in this refining a petroleum process in fractionating tower. Here the gas which is coming out of the crude oil is LPG, you can call it as. Okay, it's a petroleum gas. Okay, this contains butane mainly and also propane. These two are again hydrocarbons, means they are made up of hydrogen and carbon. They are called hydrocarbons. The number of carbon atoms are different in these two. Let's not go detail into this. But remember that natural gas is different than LPG. Okay, when the natural gas is compressed, then we call it as compressed natural gas, or in short we call CNG, right? So again, when you are asked to write short notes on natural gas, you should have all this information in your mind and write answers in short, that it's a crucial fossil fuel, it's a very important fossil fuel, it's a clean and non-toxic energy resources. Now coming down to this, clean means what? Why it is clean? This natural gas contains comparatively 50% less carbon than coal. That means when it converts into smoke, that smoke contains less carbon, so relatively it is cleaner than coal. Okay, comparatively, relatively cleaner. It is not completely cleaner. Okay, this also will result into a bit of air pollution, right? I hope you have understood this. It is not completely clean, but it is relatively cleaner than the coal, but it is not so clean than as compared to solar energy, solar panels. So if you compare these two, this is more cleaner, right? And since it is available in the underground, so from high pressure to low pressure areas, it can be very easily transferred, high level to low level areas through the pipelines. Okay, and you must have seen in vehicles, green color vehicles, CNG auto rickshaws, this gas is used. In this it is compressed form. And what does it mainly contain? Methane. Again hydrocarbon, formula CH4, right? So this can be, in short, the properties of natural gas. It is less polluting, understood? And it is inexpensive also. But again, inexpensive is, that word is comparative than other fuels. Okay, and where all it is used? It is used in power generation. It is used in, natural gas is used in power generation. And what do you mean by power generation? Generation of, production of electricity. And how it is used? Basically, to generate electricity, what we require is, a heat. And then it boils water, and that turns turbines, and then some mechanism will produce electricity which In the different chapter I'll tell you, but basically we require heat here, and this heat is produced out of CO2. Okay, and next it is used in the vehicles, automobiles and vehicles, right? And sometimes cooking, right? And manufacturing chemicals, wherever there is heat is required, this gas is used, CNG is used. So here we will conclude this video tutorial, and few more questions from textbook we'll take up in the next chapter. I'm sure that these two videos, the present one and the previous one, is important because that these answers you have to remember and practice writing on paper, because finally what is more important is your scores in the examination. So you should able to improve your writing skill, right? Practice writing. Thank you very much.